In this video, we'll be going over area and volume. For the formulas, if you want them, they're in the area formulas section. We'll be using the area of a circle. We'll be using the area of a rectangle, the area of a square, and the area of a triangle in these notes today. We will also be using volume. So for a pyramid is a solid figure that goes to a point at the top. We'll be using 1/3 base times the height. For a cone, we'll be using 1/3 pi r squared times the height. For a cylinder, it'll be pi r squared times h. For a right prism, that means that its base and the top of the prism are the same shape, will be base times height, and for the sphere, it's 4/3 pi r cubed. So as we go through these, we'll be using the formulas from this section and this section. When I'm finding the area, this image is a square, I'm going to use length times width. So I'm going to do 9, and it's miles, times 9 miles. 9 times 9 is 81, and then because I have 2 miles, I need to say that they are squared. Area is measurements that are squared. For problem 2, I'm finding the area of this rectangle. I'm going to use length times width again. So I have 10 yards times 8.4 yards. 10 times 8.4 is 84. And because I have 2 yards, I need to say that it is yards squared. For the area of a triangle, it's equal to 1/2 base times height. So I have 1/2 times the base, which is 10.3, times the height of 9.2. I'm just going to enter that in. So I have 1 divided by 2 times 10.3 times 9.2 is equal to 47.38. And because it is the area, I need feet times feet would be feet squared. I have my triangle again, so I'm going to use the area equals 1/2 base times height. 1/2, the base is 6, and the height is 4.4. 1/2 times 6 times 4.4 equals 13.2, and because it's inches times inches, it would be inches squared. Find the area, so we're still on area, of each. Use your calculator's value of pi, round to the nearest tenth, so we'll have one number after the decimal. So the area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. So I'm going to have pi times 8, because that's my radius, squared. Pi times 8 squared equals 201.1 centimeters squared for area. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi times 12 squared equals pi times 12 squared. 452.4 kilometers squared. Now on these ones I'm given the diameter, but I need the radius. So I take half of 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Pi times 4 squared. Pi times 4 squared equals 50.3 inches squared. I have a diameter, but I need the radius. Half of 10 is 5, so I have pi 5 squared. Pi times 5 squared is 78.5, and the measurement is inches squared. On problem 9, they gave us the radius, so I just have to plug it in. Pi times 11 squared. Pi times 11 squared equals 380.1 yards squared. Our radius is 7. Pi times 7 squared. Pi times 7 squared equals 153.9 meters squared for our area of that circle. The diameter I can't plug into pi r squared, so I have to find the radius. Half of 11, we get 5.5, which is pi r squared. Pi times 5.5 squared equals 95.0 feet squared for area. I don't want the diameter, I need the radius. Half of 20 is 10. I plug it into the area, which is pi r squared. Pi times 10 squared equals 314 rounds up to a 2 inches squared. Alright, now that we've gone over area, let's go to volume. We are finding the volume. These first 4 shapes are spheres. The formula for a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Now, for this sphere, it tells me the diameter, but I need the radius. So I know that r is equal to 24 divided by 2, because I only want half of the diameter, which would be 12. I use the radius and plug it in. 4/3 pi, I plug in the r cubed. 4 divided by 3 times pi times 12 to a power of 3 equals 7,000, let's see, there we go, 7,000 238.2.2 just rounds to a 2. Oh wait, let's see, nearest hundredth. So we need to check. That means we have 2 numbers after the decimal. 2, and then this 2 would round to a 3. The measurement is kilometers, and now because it's volume, we need to make sure that our measurement is being cubed. Alright, let's try it again. On this one, our sphere already has the radius, so we can plug it in to our volume for a sphere. 4/3 pi, I plug in the r, cube it. Parenthesis, 4 divided by 3, pi 7.7 cubed to the power of 3 equals 1,912.32. The measurement is in meters, and because it's a volume, I need to cube my measurement. .4 is the diameter. I need the radius, 0.52. Now I got that by doing 1.4. I need to divide it in half. Oh, and I did it wrong. It is 0.7. That was my bad. 0.7. Makes sense. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Got it. Alright, we plug that in to our volume. 4/3 pi. I plug in my radius. So my radius is 0.7 cubed. 4 divided by 3 pi 0.7 to the power of 3 is 1.4, and then I need to round this one up to a 4 feet cubed. That is small compared to the other ones. Next sphere, our radius is 6. 4/3 pi, I plug in r, cubed equals 4 divided by 3 pi r power of 3 equals 904.7. My second number is going to round up to an 8 feet cubed. And that is how you find the volume of a sphere.